It's the snacking podcast where we try snacks that maybe you haven't, and we ask, "You tried that?" Welcome to episode 3 of You Tried Dat, and I'm Nick Novak, and I'm here with my friends Chad Hancock.
How you doing?
And Nick Geiger. Nick, why did you have your name also be Nick?
You'd have to talk to my parents. So.
It's going to make things confusing for the listener.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Tell you what, why don't we call you Nick and you can call me like Megatron or something?
Before we get into too far, I have to make a retraction. I don't want to make a habit of this, but in a previous episode, we ate handy snacks, and I gave them a good rating. I then, days later, went back to my 10-pack of handy snacks I bought, and I couldn't even look at the package. I was so... It made me ill just to look at them.
Now you know how the rest of the world feels.
I don't know what to chalk it up to, but maybe some kind of nostalgia, and maybe like when you go to watch an old TV show you loved, and you think, "Oh yeah, these characters are great," and then half an hour in, you're like, "This is shitty." So,
what did you do with the pack? Did you just dump them in the garbage, or did you try to pawn them off on your daughters?
There was one left that was just sitting in there, and then I eventually just whipped it into the trash.
You could have given it to like a food drive or something.
So I'm going to retroactively change my rating from like that to dislike that.
Whoa.
Attaboy.
I gotta be clear. I don't know how you ever got to like that in the first place, even as a kid. No, those were not the original handy snacks though, right? Because those were different. I thought, didn't we say the originals had the stick and the hard cheese?
Yeah, we talked about that, but I think even if you went back and tried the original now, you'd probably still be grossed out. I think you just need to attribute it to you're a kid and you don't know any better.
Well, it's fair too. Or your mom had a really good handy snack recipe that their homemade is always better than regular, right? So,
so did you guys think we'd make it back here for a second recording?
Well, I figured once a couple days had passed and the handy snacks had not killed me, then I figured we'd probably be fine.
So today we are actually recording this on the day of the Super Bowl, and we previously had talked about Super Bowl snacks we liked, but after you guys are filled up with Super Bowl regular foods, what kind of dessert are you hoping to find at a Super Bowl party? All right, moving on.
I don't know if I ever really ate dessert at a Super Bowl party. I just eat so much of the actual, I like to graze on all the snacks that I don't know if I ever had room afterward for any dessert.
Yeah, are there normally desserts at a Super Bowl party? I guess so. I could go for some chocolate cake right now.
What kind of children's Super Bowl parties are you attending, though, eh?
I like after I eat my Super Bowl food, they have a chocolate chip cookie or some piece of cake or something.
So I've got to have Betsy run out to the store real quick then, because there are no desserts in this house. I'm warning you. Something. What would you serve to a group? I guess cookies or puppy chow would be good, or I'm just naming desserts now. I guess any. Or pies or cakes or ice cream or anything you have for dessert.
What kind of dessert would you want to eat after you played in a Super Bowl?
Handy snack, probably.
I'm trying to. After I run a race, I'll always want to drink a big thing of chocolate milk, which seems gross, but I don't know. A lot of times they'll have it at the finish line because I think that the milk lobby is hey, it's got protein and also sugar to restore your energy or whatever, but I'm just it's chocolate milk, chug chug chug.
Yeah, I
think it's known as a recovery drink, actually similar to drinking a protein shake or something like that.
There was a thing of Kevin Love from the Cavaliers were I love chocolate milk to recover. I'm yeah, that's why you're such a great athlete. You've been drinking chocolate milk your whole life. That's really a key recovery process. Oh, I love pizza after every game. Look how healthy I am.
Yeah, chocolate milk does not make you look like Kevin Love. It makes you look like me.
I actually drink a good amount of chocolate milk and get a lot of crap for it from people at work for drinking it.
I always order chocolate milk when I go out for brunch. So we go out for brunch on the weekend with friends, and then I'll order chocolate milk, and they would always make fun of me for it. why don't you get coffee or, I don't know, something normal? And I say, well, chocolate milk.
Can't argue with that.
That's my rebuttal.
I want to drink it. I love it. The kids have it all the time, but I have to. I'm lactose. I don't really follow my lactose diet except when it comes to just pure milk or pure like cream or something like that. So we buy it at home, like lactose, and then the kids drink it all. So I'll get like one glass out of it before it's gone. But
You buy lactose?
I buy Lactaid, the chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Lactaid. I buy pure lactose. Just I want to clean my system out a little bit.
All right, let's talk about our snacks we've got coming up. And before we start, we should cover the rating system that we have here on You Tried Dat. And for snacks that we really enjoy, we start at the top of the scale with Love Dat, which we haven't had too many of those yet. And then we have Like Dat as the next step down. Our middle step is Indifferent to Dat. And then Dislike Dat and Hate Dat as our 5-point scale.
Great. I love that scale.
That will never make me not want to laugh right into the microphone while you're reading it. I have to look away from the screen.
And eventually we're going to have some extra segments, I guess, here on the show. We talked about them and haven't followed through on that at all.
Yes. Stay tuned.
It's hard enough work to coordinate mailing all the snacks across country to each other. So we're going to start off with an old classic. We're going to fill out the roster here today, and that's the Doritos Cool Ranch. And I can see on my computer that, Geiger, you did not half-ass this. You got a big old party-sized bag. And Chad and I both have the 25-cent. Oh, you have the big one?
I have the big one, too. They did not have the small one at the grocery store.
Yeah.
I have the little 25-center that goes in a kid's lunch bag.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. A, I care about this podcast, and I'm not just going to eat one little sample, okay? B, spoiler alert, I love these things. I will eat this entire bag right here. So it's kind of a danger that you started with this. This is going to be open. You guys are going to be talking about some other snack, and you're just going to see me in the background munching on Cool Ranch the whole time.
Now, I've never actually had these before, which maybe
What?
No, whoa, no.
That's true.
Statement. It is
What?
true. I don't like regular Doritos, and so I've never tried any of the variants. And so my only real experience with Cool Ranch Doritos is Janet really wanted to go try the all the different Doritos Locos Tacos or whatever. And I think Taco Bell is vile. I won't eat Taco Bell either. Sorry, Geiger. So we were in the drive-thru and she was eating it, and just all these smells in the car were just completely grossing me out.
So we're on two different ends of the spectrum here between the two of you guys.
Well, these chips are not covered in horse meat like the ones you smelled in the car. It's not fair
I
comparison.
might like these. I'm not saying I won't. I just have never tried them.
So you don't like any Doritos? There's no brand.
Well, I only ever have tried the regular Doritos, and I didn't like them very much. And that was also a long time ago. I might like them now, I don't know. But I've just never tried any more because I was like, oh, I don't like the regular ones, so...
So I assume you mean nacho cheese by regular.
Yes, I guess so. Whatever the default is.
That's a bold take here on a snacking podcast that you've never. That you'd even admit that you've never eaten a Cool Ranch Dorito.
I'm driving away listeners by the second.
Why did you agree to be on this podcast? You clearly don't know what a snack is.
For the chocolate things.
All right. Now I'm curious to see how Chad reacts to this. So let's open it up and find the goodies therein. Now, Cool Ranch Doritos are well known for having a varied amount of Cool Ranch flavor on them. So, Chad,
Sorry, in the background, Chad's trying to eat and dropping them into his lap.
It broke. It broke when I tried to put it into my mouth.
Anyway, no, sorry, go ahead.
So every now and then you'll look around and see one just smothered in the spices. And so Geiger, as a Cool Ranch connoisseur, do you like how doused in spice do you like these? I
would buy a bag of the ones that are just doused in spice, like the ones at the bottom. Although I will say it's probably better that there is only a couple. Like if I had a whole bag of them, I'd probably get too much. But I will dig to the bottom of the bag and save those down there and save them for last because they're the best. To me,
probably good point. It wouldn't be special if
correct.
You just find a couple per bag.
Would you just take a bag of the seasoning and put it on other foods, like a bag of Dorito seasoning, like on your chicken, or something like that, as a spice?
That's not a bad idea. Or just, put it on a taco shell.
Yeah. To be clear, Doritos, if you do that, you owe me money.
Chad, what is your take here?
These are pretty good. Yeah, I gotta say that I don't hate it. I enjoy it a lot. The flavor is not as strong as I kind of was expecting. It's sort of like a nice, subtly cheesy, cool ranch flavor. Yeah, this is a pretty good chip.
What level of coverage do you guys have for spices? Is it moderate?
Yeah, mine are pretty moderate to average right now. I'm at the top of a big bag, though, so I'm sure as we get further down.
Yeah, I don't know what a high coverage is like, so I can't answer that question.
There's some you'll see that are just like, if you look, there's little like red and green specks on each chip. There's some that are just like covered in it.
Here's another question for you guys. What are you using to drink during these snacky podcasts? What are you cleansing your palate with?
I have nothing right now. I was going to bring water, and then I completely forgot to grab it ahead of time.
I have a beer or something I could go grab. Yeah, I haven't been cleansing in between. I don't care if every other snack tastes like Cool Ranch. That'd be terrific.
I'm well prepared. I've got a bottle of water and a great Powerade Zero right on the table side here.
Yeah, the only liquid I have on me right now is my own urine. So if it comes to it...
Hopefully you don't get a really spicy one chip then.
I would have preferred to drink your urine than eat those handy snacks.
Now, what would be the grossest thing to have the Cool Ranch spices in? Would it be chocolate milk?
Oh, yeah, that would not be good.
Urine?
Yeah, yeah, I mean, like Kool-Aid or something would be pretty bad.
Wouldn't it make the urine taste better?
I think putting this on anything chocolatey would be wrong. But we're about to mix it with some chocolatey stuff in a minute.
Novak, where are you falling on the... so, Chad, what was your actual rating?
I'll go ahead and give this a like that. It's pretty good.
Good.
So hopefully I can restore some credibility to my opinions. The listeners will now come back in droves.
Word got around that you liked them. And
All right, fine. I'll give him another chance.
You hear that? He likes that now.
I really like Cool Ranch Doritos are far and away my favorite Dorito flavor. To the point, I don't even like other Doritos a lot. I'd eat them, if they're in front of me, but I would go out of my way to purchase a pack of these every now and then. So it wouldn't be fair to me to say anything other than love dat for a Cool Ranch Dorito because it's up at the top of the near the top 10 of my chip favorites. Geiger?
Sorry, I was wiping my mouth. I licked my fingers and then it was all sticky. Anyway, I'm right there with Novak. I loved these before I even know. I'm sorry. Love dat.
Love these.
I'm a fan of this product. No, I loved dat from the moment I had them. When you said we were doing Cool Ranch, I was like, sweet, I can keep a bag of that around the house. Because I normally try not to buy them because I'll eat like the entire bag immediately.
I actually said, let's do something like easy because we needed to fill a spot and we didn't want to all have to search the stores for something strange. So I said, let's do like a Kit Kat or Cool Ranch Doritos. And you just immediately said, Cool Ranch Doritos.
It's like, I can buy Cool Ranch? Cool, I'll do it. Yeah, no, I love these. This is a huge love dat. This is probably my top 3 of snack food. I will, like you said, I don't eat almost any other Dorito flavor. I don't really like nacho cheese even that much. But these are fantastic, and I will always enjoy eating them, so that they're a huge love dat for me. So it's a love dat, and a like dat. I think that might be, is that our highest rated snack so far?
It might be, because I know we had the sour cream chips a while back that also did pretty well. I think that might have been 2 like dats. So Cool Ranch Doritos, and if this is news to all you listeners, then go buy a Cool Ranch bag of Cool Ranch Doritos.
If you've been living in a nuclear shelter like apparently I have been.
Yeah. So what niche grocery stores sell these? They're pretty hard to find.
Basically, you have to go to a Taco Bell. You have to scoop out the horse meat and then grind it down into chip forms. That's the only way to get it. Have you guys tried either of those tacos?
I did a long time ago, yeah. I don't remember liking it or not. I'm
with you, Chad, or I'm not a huge Taco Bell guy, but I specifically went to try the Doritos taco.
am a huge Taco Bell guy, but I don't remember liking it or not. I remember just thinking the regular tacos were better. So,
Geiger, you famously are a person who, when I lived with him, ate Taco Bell 3 times in one day for all 3 meals on more than one occasion.
okay, yeah, I will give you 3 times. We have a friend that claims it was 4, and I'll vehemently deny that.
No, it was only 3. I was there.
Yeah, I had it for lunch, dinner, and then I think like late night snack. I went out and got some more. It's great. Look at how physically fit I am. How do you think I built that body? It was all through reprocessed dairy food from Taco Bell.
Do you get the same thing each time you go, or was it like different orders each time?
No, I'll try everything. Like, I like to try the new stuff, but my typical order, and I don't eat it nearly as much as I used to, but my favorites were like the 3 tacos in the burrito or the nachos Bel Grande with the taco on the side. For a while, they had these things called volcano tacos that were like in a red shell, which, I mean, it was just food coloring. I'm sure the shell is the same, but they put like some spicy thing on top. That was really good. And then I do like the chalupas, which are probably the worst thing you could possibly put in your body. It's like a deep fried shell with horse meat on it. The thing that I always think about with Taco Bell now is that Novak, your wife, is also a huge Taco Bell fan, or was at least at some point. And I swear to God, like, the only times we ever text each other is when Taco Bell is a new menu item. Like, I had to text her something like recently, like, because we were coming over to your house, and I was like, "Hey, do you need us to pick something up?" And like, earlier in the text string, I just scroll up, and it was like, "Oh, they have chicken tacos. Oh, look at that new Doritos roll up." And I'm like, is this branded content for Taco Bell? Is this a bot I'm talking to? But only sometimes talk to each other about what was at Taco Bell. So.
That's strange, but it's even stranger that that's all we talk about too, and we're married. So,
Did you try that taco that has the egg for a shell?
No, that looks repulsive. I have not tried that yet. I have had the breakfast food. I had the breakfast burrito, and I had the breakfast crunch wrap.
the shell is an egg.
Yeah, it looks
It's
disgusting.
like spongy egg in like a U shape, which, like, I
It
don't
has
like.
a yolk and everything.
It's like the Taco Town commercial, or the SNL Taco Town commercial.
I don't like even like McMuffins, like that weird spongy egg they put on there is gross to me. I don't like any of that stuff, so I probably would stay away from that.
All right, let's transition over to, let's stick with the salty here since we got that taste in our mouth. And next up, we've got a Seapoint Farms product, and it's the dry roasted edamame with sea salt. And claims on the package that it's a heart-healthy snack and a good source of protein. So this is being branded as something that's good for me, but at no point in the front do they tell me it tastes good. So
I'm excited about this because I really like edamame. Like when we go to, like a Japanese restaurant or something like that, we'll very often get a little bowl of edamame for an appetizer, and it's fun to just dig in. I mean, this is something completely different because that stuff's not roasted.
right.
Edamame is a plant of some sort, right? It's like a.
Wow.
This guy,
It's sort of like a pea.
he knows he's listing off things off the Taco Bell menu.
I actually know a lot about food. I'm not. It's like a seed, or like, what is it?
Does it grow from the ground?
Heart healthy. I haven't heard of it.
I've never seen this on a single taco in my life.
How many of these do I have to put on a Cool Ranch Dorito in order to enjoy it?
What if Taco Bell had an edamame flavored taco shell?
I would have found out about it a lot sooner then. So it's like it looks almost like a soybean or something.
Yeah, with the eating experience in like a restaurant is kind of similar to like it comes in the shell and you like sort of suck it out of the shell or whatever, and the shell is usually covered in salt. The shell is like a very soft green thing, like sort of like a green bean or like a pea or something.
Yeah, I've eaten it in restaurants, but I think, like you said, it was more like a pea, not like a nut or something.
All right, so they kind of have a crusty shell on it that I guess you could either eat or just peel off. Are you guys eating it or peeling the little shell off?
I'm eating.
I'm eating it, and I tried to take a half a bite, and it spilled all over my stomach.
So these are pretty bland.
Very bland.
I'm not noticing the sea salt. Are you guys?
Yeah, the claim of sea salt is is not following through.
I think there might be one single grain of sea salt in the entire bag. So that's why it doesn't say sea salts.
I will say my heart feels healthier. A single grain of sea salt.
Well, let's find out. I'm going to take a Cool Ranch Dorito and put a couple of these sea salt edamames on it.
Are you putting the one that has the piece of sea salt on it?
Yes. I found it. I found the one sea salt. Well, I barely taste that edamame. The Cool Ranch Dorito flavor dominates. So that was pointless.
I mean, you've just set ourselves up to look like disgusting fat sacks to when we are going to bring the only healthy snack in here and say that we don't like it.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I don't like it. It doesn't taste that much.
If the snack wanted to be liked, it should have tasted better. I'm not trying to victim blame here, but it definitely shouldn't have worn this outfit.
On the front, on the front of the package, it says 70% less fat and 40% more protein than peanuts. So this is a peanut substitute, I guess. And would you rather have this or a peanut?
A million times peanut.
Yeah, peanut. What I could see being good on. So when I was growing up, we used to sometimes put soybeans on our salad. Apparently just me. And so
That's
like
odd.
well, it like gives it a little bit of crunch and stuff like that, and like a tiny little bit of salt. I could see these being good on there. They're a little too big for like a topping, and there's no salt on them. So I guess I could see them on a salad, but just as a snack, I probably would never reach for these.
I ate about 7 of them, and I think that I'm done.
Yep, me too.
All right, let's start with you, Geiger.
I ate about half the bag. I really should stop eating. I really stop eating half to almost all of these things, or I'm going to pass out again. I just ate a whole carton of cookies. Yeah, this is just, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say indifferent to that. I don't think it actively tastes bad. I just don't think it tastes good either. It's like almost a neutral. I know I'm chewing something, but there's really not that much flavor. Yeah, I would not even give these to my edamame. See what I did there?
Oh boy.
Pretty good, huh? I'd give these.
Yeah, you probably would, right?
Hey, I'm just like edamame. I don't know.
You hateful son, you.
I'd only give them to her by throwing them at her face.
Yeah. Here, eat. This is what you deserve. No, I would say these are. I'm just indifferent to them. They're just there. They're not good, bad. They're just there.
All right, Chad. How about you?
Yeah. So. These, I want to go indifferent because I feel like they're sort of the snacking equivalent of water. Like, there's just no flavor there. Geiger, why are you still eating them? But, but at the same time, like, I like edamame, and so these are just a little disappointing to me. So I'm actually going to go down into dislike that.
All right. I'm gonna go be right along with Chad, and I agree. There's no taste, and they should be in the middle, but they are classifying themselves as a snack. So to just be void of taste, I don't think that's what I think of as middle of the road. So I'm gonna go. It's not making me ill. This is not making me feel like a handy snack 2 days after I ate it. But I still gonna say dislike that. So that's 2 dislikes and an indifferent, which means do not go out and ask your grocer where the dry roasted edamame is at.
So Hancock, as an edamame fan, what do you think they could have done to these just to just season them in some sort and they would have been good?
Yeah, it needs more salt. It needs more seasoning.
And Novak, for you, what would they have to build themselves as in order? You said they shouldn't call themselves a snack.
Gravel, maybe.
Garden filler.
Dry roasted gravel sea salt.
Yeah, then I just think, hey, I always assumed gravel would be much worse than that. So,
but I mean, if this seriously made your heart better, I could eat it.
They also look very unappealing, which usually can get by if it's a fresh edamame. Like this fresh food looks good and decent, and this just looks bad and doesn't even smell very good. So.
It has like a sickly green color, like the kind that you look at. The way your skin looks right before you vomit is kind of what these look like.
You looked this green before you puke?
I'm just watching Geiger, and he's about to keep eating them. Stop it!
I like I like to snack, guys. I hope you have a backup for me when I die in like 6 months.
All right, I've already been fondling our next package. Just
Whoa!
why that edamame was in my mouth, because this one I've been pretty curious about, and it's the caramelized cream Hershey's Gold peanuts and pretzels. And I've actually seen this now on the. I hadn't seen it before you had mailed it, but now that I'm aware of it, I've been noticing it on store shelves.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one, but also worried. I like peanuts and pretzels. You know, in general, Hershey's does good work. They do the Lord's work, but I feel like this is probably just going to be like way too sweet is what I'm afraid of, because with all the caramel and everything, and it's got this sort of gold color to it, hence the name Hershey's Gold, I guess.
So with your Hershey bar, let's say you're going to get a Hershey bar, which one would you be likely to get? Because they have the cookies and cream, the almonds, the standard, like of the ones that are not this.
Are we counting like Crackle? Because if you want to count Crackle, that's the one I'm going to get. That's the one that's like the Hershey's brand Crunch Bar, basically.
Really?
Crackle. I think of Crackle as that one that's left over that nobody eats from like the multi
Yeah, like the Nestle Crunch. No,
Mr. Good Bar. Mr. Good Bar and Crackle are just there's a whole bowl of them because nobody wanted them.
Ditto honey.
I send those bowls my way because I will eat both Crackle and Mr. Good Bar before I would touch like a Hershey's Dark or something.
In fact, I think we're getting to the end of Evie's candy box from Halloween, and it's like Crackle and some bubble gum, and somebody gave her a pouch of pepper. I don't know why. It's like so we threw that away. But
I really like Hershey's. I would get almonds every time over any of the other ones. So I'm a Hershey with almonds fan. I'm curious how the peanuts will work in here. Let's give it a bite and see.
It does smell very sweet.
There's definitely more of a crumblier taste than a Hershey bar. It doesn't quite have the same like snap that you can get from biting off a piece. I guess I can't think of how else to describe it, but it's kind of crumbly. And
yeah, it's like soft. There's a lot of pieces in it. Whereas like an almond, like with the almond ones or peanuts are big chunks. These are like kind of, it's almost like dust in there. You know what I mean? Like little shards.
I like the peanut. I like the pretzel. I don't think I like the caramel part. I think the caramel flavoring overwhelms this. I think it would be better if it was just a regular chocolate Hershey's with peanuts and pretzels in it.
Yeah. Even the smell is off-putting to me.
A little, yeah.
The smell is off-putting. They look kind of weird. They're like almost like a pukey yellow with little brown spots in it. It almost looks like, like the fake barf you buy from the store.
Yeah. And sure shit isn't gold. That's for sure.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, it's not a great color either. That's 2 snacks in a row where the color is unsettling.
How much does the color of something bother you guys in general? Like how a food looks, does it impact how you want to eat it?
Certainly to some extent, and I actually this is a weird thing, but I don't like to eat even certain colored foods on like we have all different colored plates as part of our plateware that we have in our house, and I don't like to eat, for example, macaroni and cheese in an orange bowl. So like colors, I'm a little sensitive to colors in that way. So
is that because you're going to get confused which is macaroni and cheese and which is bowl, and then you might take a bite of the ceramic or something?
Yes, I repeatedly was chipping my tooth on ceramic chunks.
Yeah, but why is that? Just because it makes it look weird to you?
I don't know. Like it's just like an intangible type of thing, and then so certainly the colors when I'm eating have some effect on how much I enjoy something.
What color makes you hungriest, or like makes you want to eat something the most?
I mean, there is something to think, when you eat something that's green, like fresh food that's green, that you have your brain thinks a little differently of it. Like, it seems healthier when something seems that way. Why is there a color that is off-putting or attractive to you?
No, I'm just going to figure out what color my underwear needed to be next time. That's all.
You didn't even get to the part where your pants came off either.
No. I'm assuming I'm answering the door sans pants, and then it's just a matter of luring you in with that color.
So you're asking me, is there any color that I see and I just immediately move towards it?
You just become ravenous instantly, is what I wanted to know.
You become like a cartoon character following like the trail of a pie in a window, where you're just floating through the air following his underwear as he walks across the room.
And follow-up question, is it leopard print?
Okay. So that's going to save you a lot of time.
I don't have to change. No, but yeah, that's weird to me. That's interesting that I've never... I mean, so certain foods will look kind of gross just the way they are, like, but it's never stopped me from eating it other than, like, I think the only thing that might is if it was like a... You know, they sell those like fried crickets or something. You just see the cricket as is, like all crusted up. That would be kind of hard to get around. But if you told me something was made with cricket meat and it didn't look like cricket, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it.
So the color of cricket is the one that bothers you.
I hate those chartreuse crickets they have. No, but I mean, like, just like something that looks like the animal still, like when you see, like, I don't know, in Wisconsin, they sometimes have smelt, which is like a whole fish with the head still on, and it's all just like with breading on the outside. That's a little weird when they still have the eyes. Like, I could still eat it, but it would be a little different for me. But that's the only like, kind of visual thing that would really throw me off unless something looked exactly like puke or something.
How about you, Chad?
In general, I don't really care what the color of something is. I do like when I like cook a dish and it's like sort of very colorful, you know, because there'll be like lots of different ingredients, like a stir fry or something like that. So that's always nice. But in general, I don't care. Now, are any of you guys kind of the person that thinks that like the different colored M&Ms taste differently?
No,
I'm totally sane in that regard.
As a kid, I used to think the dark brown ones were extra chocolatey, and then I grew up and realized I was an idiot. They're all the same.
So I will say, I just said I don't care about the colors, and I know all the M&Ms taste the same. But I still kind of like red the best. I don't know why. And so if it comes to the bag where there's, you know, maybe like 4 left in the bottom of the bag, I will save the red one for the last bite, which is really stupid.
Do you like the green one? Because that was the sexy female one from the commercials.
They make a Skittles now where it's it's called Trick Plays. I think it was out for the Super Bowl. And where you eat it and it's a different flavor than the color implies.
Does that sort of mess with your head?
Yeah, I don't know what the point. I think it's more of like a fun, you know, like what's that, Bean Boozled or whatever, jelly bean thing, but it's probably just a fun thing. But I think there's definitely something to that. I think colors really do affect how much people enjoy something or not. Like you said, the red M&Ms, and there's definitely some rock stars who are famous for not wanting brown M&Ms in their backstage and things like that.
No, Mac, you played baseball growing up. Wasn't there like some M&M? Well, Chad, you might have too. I apologize. I did
not.
I didn't think so. Okay. There was like, remember those commercials when we were kids that were like the green one lets you hit a home run and said, did you guys do that in the dugout or think that was real or anything?
Not in the dugout. We were actually playing in the game. The only one eating bags of M&Ms in the dugout.
Did you guys do that in the park next to the field where no one would let you play and you sadly ate it by yourself and told you're going to hit a triple? Because I did.
We 100% played those games, you know, where like yellow was a single. I remember red was a strikeout and green was a homer. And there used to be a light brown M&M. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Yeah, like a tan one.
Yeah, and that was the triple. So I missed that light brown M&M.
I don't know why they got rid of it. Maybe just because it looks kind of like poop color.
I think they replaced it with blue, because blue was like the new one. They had a big contest to see which one the next was going to be.
Right. Which color should we pick? The only primary color that we haven't used?
Another shade of brown?
All right. I'll start this one off because I haven't gone first yet. And I'll tell you guys, I really am not feeling this thing at all, to the point where I'm moving it away from me on the table. I would never eat this again. And don't even want to get it anywhere near me. I'm gonna give possibly my first ever hate dat. I'm just severely disappointed in this. It makes me feel a little ill just to have it near me now. So I'm giving it a hate dat.
Is it based on what you thought it was going to be? Like, is your expectation tempering that, or is it you just didn't like the taste at all?
I really dislike the taste. I dislike the texture, the smell, the color. Literally, every box is checked of why this is a poor snack for my preference. Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm a big chocolate guy when it comes to like sweets and candy bars and stuff. And so I don't obviously this is not chocolate, which is fine, but it just doesn't. It doesn't look good. It doesn't, like you said, the consistency's kind of weird. I like caramel as a flavor, but as like a complement to chocolate or something else like that. I don't just like just pure caramel. And even this is like really like sickly sweet. It's almost like a white chocolate caramel. It tastes like it's really sweet. I'm with you. I would never purchase this again. I wouldn't say it was terrible. Like it wasn't like the worst thing I've ever eaten. So I would probably just say dislike that.
I am right in line. I pushed it away. It's gross. It's disappointing. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. No, I'm just kidding, I wouldn't. No, I don't think it's the worst thing. It has potential. The peanuts pretzels are good. I just think it needs to be a regular Hershey bar with peanuts and pretzels, and then you potentially have a winner. So, but the caramel is just off-putting. So I'm gonna say dislike that.
All right, that was different than I expected. So some poor ratings here: a hate, 2 dislikes, and a hate. So this is for this episode, least recommended snack. And if you're really looking for a recommendation this week, then go out and buy yourself a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos.
Look at us. We're rebels.
What I like about this podcast is that we're really supporting small businesses that just don't get enough attention nationwide. So Novak, so that means, logically following, that you would rather, if I gave you a choice of eating that candy bar as a snack or the edamame as a snack, you'd prefer the edamame.
Without question.
All right.
Why don't you guys fill everybody in before we close it up on our new social media?
Yeah. We've got a Twitter page, You Tried Dat, and we've got a Facebook page, You Tried Dat.
What's our email?
YouTriedThat@gmail.com. I'm not on Instagram yet. Probably never will be. And I don't have Snapchat. Not sure how that would be useful for this podcast. I have a MySpace page. No, I don't. So yeah, visit the Twitter. Visit our Twitter and Facebook if you're interested. Feel free to follow and like us, and we'll be posting all the episodes on there once they're recorded. So you can download them from there, or you can download them straight from the site. Chad, it's Libsyn, right?
Yeah, or just go to iTunes or any of your favorite podcast players. They'll be there. Leave us a review. We'd love to see your feedback and see how much you hate us chewing into the mic.
Feel free to make a recommendation, and we'll put it in the queue. Let's say you wanted us to eat, I don't know, nacho cheese Doritos. Hear all about that.
Yeah, or if you work for Doritos and have some spare bags laying around, mail it to me directly.
Spare bags.
At the old Doritos factory.
Let's put them in the old spare bags closet.
Or if you work for the Edamame Council, go fuck yourself and make a better snack.
Wow. Definitely not made by the Edamame Council.
Why? Look. Okay, sorry. Seapoint Farms. I apologize. It could have been better.
Direct your hate to the right people.
Right. Go visit our Twitter page and give me your 6-point plan for improving. You owe it to it.
All right. On that note, we're going to close it out here, and we'll be back soon with 3 new snacks.
Deuces.
See ya.